乱世心，浮沉中生死无尽，命运百般如戏。梦境里谁人影？斜阳落空收回忆，相思何处忘记？斩不断爱情丝伤。如果失去他，何必独霸天下？此生相爱无怨无悔，只为你牵挂。红尘无奈万事尔虞我诈，情丝真是假。纵然天大地大，真爱无常，相守到白发，只愿与你生死共天涯。
Otherwise, conniving with an
Zhen
outlaw
Beng,
is...
are you ordering me to stay?
Report, General! General, Dongfeng is raiding us! General Dongfeng, the Han army retreated. Shall we chase after them?
Pass on my orders. Don't go after them.
Yes, sir.
Kneel!
Sister, I can't believe you betrayed me.
Feng, it's for your own good. You should end the war in Anyang.
I didn't start war in Nanyang in the first place!
Gone too far with this. Listen to me. Call off the battle. Go to Liaoyang with Zhu Yo.
So you're doing all this for Liu Shou, aren't you? I get it now. You said you'd stay by my side and we were family. You never meant any of it!
Yes, I do mean it.
That's enough talking! Soldiers! Escort them back to Xinye. Follow my orders right now!
Yes!
Feng!
My lady, we have to go. Please, come on.
Please, my lady.
Lady Yin came to plead for you, you know. She didn't betray you.
I know that. She would never do that to me. I don't want to put her in a tough position. General Shu, you can go too. Now leave.
Take me back as a hostage. Only then will Chen Peng have a conscience.
Why is that?
You forget. His Majesty and I are both from Nanyang. If we saw our folks being ravaged right in front of our eyes, truthfully, if that ever happened, we wouldn't hesitate. We would do the same thing.
My lady, this is where we celebrated the Shangse festival.
Right.
A pair of turtle doves, cooing by the riverside, failing to win her love. His yearning grows so strong, he cannot fall asleep, but tosses and turns all night long. Lihua.
Teng Yu. Have you gone insane? What are you doing here? Why couldn't you just obey orders back then?
I didn't.
And don't you feel ashamed? His Majesty asked you and Kongsun to lead the army. Why did you disobey him like that? Your recklessness ruined the Western Expedition Army and your future. Why did you go and do that?
I have done all I can. This time, it was a complete and utter failure. I have no more strength to go on.
You can't just leave after losing a battle. If everybody did that, then who's going to fight the wars?
You're right. I know that. I so wanted to end myself on the very day I resigned and left the army on my own terms. But then I remembered the days when I joined you, and those days with Wanshu and Habe. We risked our lives for you and for Wanshu and for the country. I was so desperate. I wanted to give you an explanation. So I decided to come back. I wanted to see you again, no matter what the consequences are.
It's time to go back. Don't be a fool.
I thought I was pretty smart. But now I feel so stupid. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Can you help me, Lihua? Can you tell me if there's anything I can do?
Sister! Take her horse. Sister, you're back.
Brother?
Welcome home. Get inside and have some rest.
You know, when I had garrisoned in Chang'an, I visited the Imperial College there. Do you remember the good old days, back when we used to go to the library?
I remember. I also went there when I was in Chang'an, back when Liu Xuan detained me.
I remember. It was in the Imperial College that I first met you. I remember that you were quite short, but you were also very ambitious. You followed Cai Xiaokong and often refuted the other students. Wanshu had to mediate the dispute in the end.
What was it that we argued about again that day? I can't remember.
Right? Why did we argue? I do remember that the last sentence was, encourage what benefits the world and remove those detriments.
I remember what Xia said that day. He said, all moving waters flowed into the sea.
Right. We were so young and idealistic. We all expected ourselves to make a big difference and save the world.
We've tried our best, didn't we? These past few years, I've been through a lot. I've realized that Shanggong's theory that strict laws make the country stronger doesn't work. And to let things happen naturally doesn't work either. And that we should offer love to others, as Feng and I said, doesn't work either.
You know what I think? Wanshu is flexible. And he's open-minded. Just like the water that ebbs and flows in this troubled world we live in. Only he can unite the people with different beliefs and make a big difference. Even if it's little by little.
Is that so? But I feel quite uneasy. Feng really caused a big trouble. Even His Majesty might not save him.
Early in the fourth year of Jianwu's reign, Fang Yi led the rest of the army to fight against Qimei army several times, with ups and downs on both sides. Liu Shu fought in the battle as well that year, and deployed the troops in Yiyang. They ambushed what remained of Qimei army. The Qimei army had lost their morale, and had no strength to fight, so they sent Liu Gao to seek an audience with Liu Xu, and begged to let them surrender. By the second month of the next year, Qimei's Han Dynasty Emperor Zhangxi Liu Benzi and their Prime Minister Shou Xuan and the rest of the ministry officials bared their arms and surrendered.
Your Majesty, Yiyang has been conquered, and the Qimei army has finally surrendered. We've turned around the situation. Only Nanyang.
I have decided to go south. And for the time being, I'll leave everything to you.
When are you leaving then?
I leave tomorrow morning. I thought that with Li Hua here, things wouldn't have to turn out this way.
News came 2 days ago. Wanchang's siege has been lifted. Tang Feng has retreated to Yuyang. I think he's been having some hesitation. When you arrive in the south, you can garrison in Wanchang and think of a way to placate him.
Honestly, the last place I want to go is Wancheng. I'm not even willing to go back to Nanyang. My brother was murdered in Wancheng. You were with me that day, when I received the news. I remember we were in Fucheng City. I immediately hurried back to Wancheng, only to see my brother's dead body. And now is exactly the same as back then. Only this time, I may lose another brother.
Your Majesty, whatever happens is meant to happen. Tang Feng is straightforward. He didn't intend to offend you.
How I wish I could keep Dongfeng alive. Otherwise, I couldn't face Dongyu. And Li Hua will never forgive me for any of this.
His Majesty will be here soon. Fight or surrender. You have to make a decision.
I don't know yet. I fought alongside him outside Kunyang City. He's good at tactics. Actually, he's the best one out of all of us. And now I have to confront him.
You cannot defeat His Majesty.
I know. I can't beat him. I never wanted to. I hate Wuhan, and not him.
Then you should surrender. Stop this nonsense. If you surrender, then Deng Chen, Li Hua and I will try to save you.
Wuhan and those Hebei generals will not pardon me.
But what's the point if you just keep holding on like that? I mean, this isn't what you wanted in the beginning, is it? Deng Feng, even if you defeat His Majesty, what happens next? The least you should do at this point is consider for the common people, and your entire family.
I think you're right. I will retreat from Yuyang, for the people and my family.
What about you?
I might go back to Xinye. And don't worry, I will not implicate anyone else this time.
Tong Yu, do you think that His Majesty will execute Feng if he surrenders? I don't think so. Although he is the Emperor, and he's a good man.
Since he's the Emperor, sometimes he can't help it.
He's still the same, actually. It's just that this time, he cares for the world. I can't help it anymore. I can understand him. Since in the beginning, I did things for the world too. Tong Yu, what's the matter?
The two of you both deeply care for the world. But you must have always known that inside my heart, I only ever cared about one person, and that is you. Let me be with you for the rest of your life if you don't mind. I would understand. It's perfectly all right with me if you only love him. I can even go with you if you want me to. We'll travel the world together. Just tell me where you want to go, and I'll take you wherever that is. A broken hairpin or mirror can never be whole again. Li Hua, with all that I have, I'm going to make a promise to you. Whatever it is that you want me to do, I will definitely do it for you, and I won't regret it.
Actually, it's nice to just stay at home. I'm sitting pretty. I have nothing to worry about if I stay here at home.
Sister! Yosho suppressed the rebellion in Yuyang. Dangfang has retreated. He's in Xiaochang and Chu.
Did Feng surrender?
He didn't. Sister!
Yeah! Feng, please stop it right now. Whoa! Why are you all here?
General Deng has dismissed us, and he has already sent us home in case we would be implicated. And I've heard that General Deng is going to surrender all by himself.
Feng. Yeah! Yeah!
Your Majesty, you definitely cannot spare Dangfang. Otherwise, your regime's dignity will be completely tarnished.
Your Majesty, the war in Nanyang lasted so long. Consequently, Jia Fu was badly injured, and Wan Shu died of an illness. We gave Dengfeng multiple chances to surrender, but he stubbornly refused. We've suffered tens and thousands of casualties, and in this unnecessary war alone.
Sun Peng, the matter with Dongfeng started because Wuhan failed to restrain his soldiers.
Your Majesty, with all due respect, that was all Wuhan's fault, for neglect of discipline, but Dengfeng shouldn't have fought against the Han army like he did. The dead soldiers of the two parties, as well as their families and loved ones, are all innocent.
Your Majesty, according to the law, rebellion is a capital offense. If you show him mercy, all the generals could rise up and do the same. And then, the country will be in chaos.
Your Majesty, if you're willing to revise the current laws of the land, that rebels like him will not be executed, but given a lighter sentence, then I have no more to say if that is the case. However, Your Majesty, I just want to remind you that a strict justice system is the fundamental element of ruling a country prone to rebellion.
May Your Majesty decide justly! May Your Majesty bring justice to all of the dead soldiers who fought in this battle!
Let me through! You must think carefully. Wuhan and his army plundered through Nanyang. They killed everyone and ruined everything. All of them were such monsters. The reason Dengfeng fought back is to protect his hometown. The real criminal here is Wuhan, and you'll pardon him? Will you execute Dengfeng as a warning? People in Nanyang won't accept that.
Is the noble Lady Yin trying to cover up for her brother?
What if I am? When Tongfeng fought alongside His Majesty in Kunyang, where were you?
Yinchi, stand up and speak.
Your Majesty, since you rose up in Chongling, Tongfeng has followed you in Posheng and never complained. All he really wants is to bring peace to the people. He never expected his hometown to be ruined by one of us. Let me ask all of you. How will any of you react if your hometown is trampled upon? Executing Tongfeng will be disliked by the people, Your Majesty.
You may leave. Stand up. Your debating skills are still as sharp as usual.
Feng is greatly influenced by me. He's chivalrous, and he is fair. What are you going to do with him? He's from the Tong family. Tongchen is your brother-in-law. He wouldn't have done any of this if he hadn't sent Wuhan to Nanyang.
Li Hua. I'm sorry.
Will you really kill him? I've known him since he was young. He's a brother to me. If you really want his life, then kill me instead!
Li Hua, I have no choice. I can only relieve their rage by executing him. Otherwise, the regime I just built will collapse inevitably. The country will be in turmoil again.
So you're telling me that you only care about the country?
If you feel bad about this, I feel worse. But I have no choice. I must sacrifice him.
Lin Yuan, how did it go?
He will bring him to justice. Feng will be executed tomorrow.
Yinchi, you should stay away from this matter.
I can't just do that. I can't just leave Feng to die.
Don't act impulsively. You'll put His Majesty on the spot.
I have to save him. I have to save Feng. I can't let that happen to him.
His Majesty wants to interrogate him.
Sister?
Your Majesty,
Dongyu, what are you doing?
I am Dongfeng's elder brother, and I'm willing to take his place instead.
Stand up, will you?
Yeah! Yeah!
Sister! Are you hurt? Sister, are you all right?
I'm all right, but my horse can't run. Go on by yourself.
Sister, listen to me.
We can talk about it later. You have to hurry. They won't be able to hurt me. You have to run.
I won't run! I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to. If I do, they'll go after my family. And they will hunt me down, eventually. I have to take responsibility.
Feng, please.
Sister, what's the matter?
This is where cousin Teng Chen died.
Sister, I've been thinking these days. And I've realized many things. What I did was wrong. I thought following the teachings of the Mo could protect the dignity of the people of my town. That in this world, there will finally be a semblance of unity. But instead, I dragged more people and soldiers into the chaos of war. And I even personally pushed my hometown into battle again. There is so much blood on my hands.
Feng, I know that wasn't what you wanted.
Hurry! They're over there! Feng, you have nowhere to run this time.
Not one more step!
All of you, stop!
It's His Majesty. He's here.
Stop right now! Sister, please, don't be mad at Liu Shou anymore. I wish that you two would grow old together.
Feng, my cousin, you're finally home now. Maybe I will see you soon. I'm thankful to your majesty, in the name of Feng, for forgiving his family.
I never wanted to kill Dongfeng. Li Hua, please forgive me.
Emperor Jianwu did the right thing. He doesn't need to ask for forgiveness.
Li Hua, it was all my fault. I'm so sorry about Dongfeng. Li Hua, I beg your forgiveness. Please give me a chance to atone.
Yinxing, escort His Majesty inside.
No, I won't. I don't want to.
Your sister and our family will take the blame if he ever gets sick from the downpour of rain.
What if he doesn't want to?
You will find a way.
Your Majesty. It's cold and raining. Please go and have a rest inside. You might catch a cold.
Yinxing, I will wait until your sister forgives me. Let me wait here. Go inside and leave me alone.
Please take care of yourself. We can't afford the responsibility if your Majesty gets sick from the rain.
Yinxing, don't ask me to leave. Please, I am begging you. Just consider it. A request from a brother.
Your Majesty, forgive me. Please, Hoppa.
What are you...
Your Majesty, Li Hua is strong-willed and unreasonable. She offended Your Majesty. I beg you to forgive her. And please prioritize taking care of your health.
Please stand up. It was I who failed Li Hua first. Your brothers made contributions to the country, and I plan to confer titles on you. I will issue the decree when I return to Luoyang.
Your Majesty, my health has been deteriorating. I'm afraid I can no longer serve you. I ask you, withdraw the decree.
Your Majesty, I would like to just stay at home. To help my brother and sister. That's all.
We'll talk about that later then. If brother doesn't mind, I want to stay here. If for just a few more days. Brother, I don't want to lose Li Hua. I refuse to leave your house until I speak with her. Please do not treat me like you would an emperor. Just consider me as the son-in-law of your family.
Yinxing, prepare a fine room for His Majesty to stay in.
As you wish.
谁知爱情是什么？谁懂命运会怎么？好似从容明白以后，想的却不多。我的世界谁来过？然后才发现，不过一场风花雪月，淡然就晃过。
Do you remember these grasshoppers?
我用尽一生的时间的值得和你好好过，请原谅那一些情节丰富的些。
Li Hua, without you, how could I have spread my wings to fly? Li Hua, forgive me, I beg you.
谁留下一点一点一点一点的线？谁一直在那月光褪去微笑的脸
Your Majesty is the Emperor. People's well-being and happiness depend on you. You should take good care of yourself.
Being the Emperor is such a difficult task. Care for the people? How can I do that when I can't even protect the people I care for the most?
About Feng's death, Your Majesty handled that by the law. You were strict and impartial. Unfortunately, Feng knew nothing about politics. He only cared about the people.
I understand him completely. I would have done the same if I saw the people of Nanyang being slaughtered like that. But too bad. I am now the Emperor Jianwu, because my brother, my sister, Yuan, and so many people sacrificed for that. I've been extremely cautious all these years. It's like I've been walking on a thread after I became the Emperor. I'm not afraid to be crushed. But I have always feared to disappoint all of my deceased siblings and those who sacrificed for me.
As we went to this point, we never had a chance to pause and breathe. Or say goodbye to the ones we love.
Say goodbye. Li Hua, you know what? Sometimes I'd rather return to how things were in the past. Our life was simple. I was happy because you were by my side. We belonged to each other and fought for each other even though we were so far apart. But now, as the Emperor, I have to face the officials in the court and the relatives of my consort. As the Emperor, I am all alone and I can't do anything that I want. I really need someone to be there and who truly cares about me. and a confidant who listens to me and fully understands me. Li Hua, I cannot live without you.
Li Hua, dear. I'm afraid I have no idea how it is to rule a country, but I do know what the difficulties are in every marriage. I know you've been through life as well as death and wars. The problem that bothers you is nothing too serious.
Mother.
My child, in this cruel world we live in, it's not all about what is right or what is wrong. Love is all that counts. And His Majesty truly loves you, my dear.
Li Hua, you have to be strong and remember, you can always come running to us. Our family is always here for you. When you return to the palace, not only are you His Majesty's concubine, but also his comrade in arms. You should not be afraid of the political intrigues happening within the imperial harem. You have to fulfill the dreams of your mother and father, of Liu Yan, Deng Feng, as well as all the deceased relatives we have, and even our old friends, all of whom have sacrificed their lives to bring peace to the world and save the rest of our people from misery. Li Hua, you've been through all kinds of battles together. This time, you have to continue to fight. You don't even fear death. So now, you don't even have to fear those power-hungry wolves dressed in sheep's clothing.
迎风绽放。